You like that? Good. Wait, what?
We at PlayStation are happy to announce that we are introducing.
What? No! Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that thing's crazy. Hey Foxy, how you doing, man? How you doing? But now I'm looking at this. This thing sounds. What's with PlayStation with sense, bro? Why y'all doing this dumb nonsense? Why would I want to go out there and smell the game? Bro, why do I want to smell the game? That's already gonna be rough, man. Every time you want me in the club, you gonna be smelling that? Nah, bro. Wait, why are they even adding sense in the... Okay, I don't get this. Alright, anyway. What is good, everybody? It's your boy, JJ That Dude. We back on this game. That's awesome nonsense. I don't know what's going on here. I appreciate it, man. You love my chat? I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Ma'am, sir, or they, them. You know, say whichever you prefer to be called. Appreciate it. I understand. I know what you meant. I know what you meant, though. But you good, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, tell PlayStation to fix their crap, man. Why the heck are they telling us, yeah, we're gonna give you some sense. Oh yeah, and for the person that asked me about the Taylor thing, yeah, you can do this or you can do this. That's how I figured out how to do it. And you can do it like these. The only reason I'm putting it up like this at the moment is because I think it's just pretty cool to do that for what you call it. For at least the I think it's the 4th part of the chapter in the 5th part of the chapter? So yeah. Cool game. What's this game on? I want to play it. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is on PlayStation. So yeah, it's like and then Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I think they have the first one and then the Resolve one, which I'll show in a second. Give me a second. Cause if you go in there, there's Adventures and then there's Resolve. So there's 2 of them. There are 2 of them. So yeah, it's called the Great Attorney Chronicles, as you see right here. You have 5 parts for that one and 5 for the other one. PS4, PS5. I think it should be both on PS4 and PS5 because I'm using a PS4 controller right now, so it's on PS4 and it should be on PS5. So yeah, this will be here. This will indeed be in here. Alright, we're gonna continue on because we are, I think, on like the last little part of this thing. I think. Because I have like 4 hours, so I gotta do this. And I gotta do voice acting, which also is gonna suck. So yeah, I'm kinda cooked. How's the game? Let me say it in my opinion. How I feel about each and every one of these things. The first one is a nice little interesting route to see how it's going. It's like you know the first thing. This one, I'm a little iffy about this one, but it's okay. This one is very interesting because it goes with other parts of the story, so that's pretty good. This one is pretty interesting. And then this was just this one. I don't know how to even feel about this one. Then if I go to this one, I love this one. I love this one. For a good episode, I love it. This one's interesting. I love one of the characters in particular. This one, it's a little iffy to me, but like, it's kind of amazing though. I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing. And we're on this one right now. And I think we're at the very near close into it, so it might, right now so far, it's looking pretty interesting. This one, I don't know how it's gonna be. The final chapter might be the make or break. Hey, no problems with that. Alright, load, continue, my bad. Oh yeah, no problem, Fox, I'll probably be streaming this for like a good 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, maybe, depending on how it goes. So no worries. And let me my phone can stay right here. I just need to fix it. And who the heck just texted me about something? Goober guy, what? Why is there a guy who, I'm shut up. I'm just shut up. I don't know why I'm asking that question. That man literally said, nah, Call him Gooby Goober. Alright, I think we're supposed to go to, the prison? Okay, the prison. This man is still reading his book. Like, dang. The 2nd of November. Local prison, cell 1. Lord Van Six is reading book. He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he? But he must have noticed that we're here, surely. What do you, Nipponese, want? That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it? Perhaps not. Hmm? I apologize. So what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo? Lord Van Sakes, speaking earnestly. Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow. This does feel very, very strange. I must say, I was impressed. Oh, well, thank you. Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese. Your prosecutor friend. Oh, I see. Yes. That's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loathing of the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you. Indeed. I suppose it's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper all these years. Played the part? But I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of nonsense been happening. That is crazy though. That man was winding that thing up every time. I'd never see him wind this thing up in my entire life. Now they say, yeah, nah, he winded that thing up though. The Reaper's identity or Prosecutor Sogi? Let's go for the Reaper's identity while I grab me some water real quick. Give me a second. Move this back a little bit. Right here, I'm putting it right here. And I gotta make sure I know if my parents are out there because I can't tell sometimes. Reaper's identity. You once told me that you gladly allowed people to believe you were the Reaper because it helped reduce the amount of serious crimes that took place in London. If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committing to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything? But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day. And that was just the most recent of the many attempts of your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your silence about all this. Someone is using you. Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him. Or rather, expose the organization. Ah, it's the whole organization? It's inconceivable that all those accidents were orchestrated by one man. Okay, keep going. No, the Reaper always appears to have an accurate information about the accused in each case. Accurate information? Bro, that could be anybody at this point, bro. I'm only thinking about one person that it could be, though. You say an accurate information they always figure out. If it's not a, spiritual figure, it's gotta be like one figure that is, just knows everything. Knows about every information that's possible that's in Britain right now as we speak. And you know who that is, man. Come on, it kind of makes sense, because look, he's saying no, has very accurate information, which means unless that guy has some part to play, which means he's giving information to that said person, or he is the guy. I mean, Who else could it be? I don't gotta say a name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, bro. Come on, bro. Like, seriously. Look at him. Congratulations. I'm looking right dead at him. And let me say it like these. He's the only one in Britain. And if it ain't Barry Van Zeeks, y'all know who it is. And if anyone says some dumb nonsense like the guy on the right side of Susanoo, I'm literally gonna crash out looking at you. Kinda funny. But yeah. I mean, that's the only one I can think it could be, or it could be him helping out someone just to be like, you know what? I like this guy. That's just how I feel about this point. Which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved. Well, I mean, I'm assuming if it's the way thing I'm thinking of it, guy over there said, nah, bro, I need these people out here to believe in me. Courtney Scythe was probably out there working with the person too. At that time. Someone at... You can't mean... It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Tobias Gregson. No! Gregson, the Reaper? Go ahead. So, the reason you were investigating Inspector Gregson is because you didn't expose him as the Reaper? As I said, the Reaper of the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard. But there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization. I don't believe it. Are you saying that that he was behind all those awful crimes meeting there? Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself. Oh. He was the tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot their assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi. Which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as the inspector. Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper, but the room he rents on Fresno Street was almost certainly the headquarters of the operation. Makes sense? Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings. So don't actually know who carried out the killings then. Actually, I do have a name. What? Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then. Or if I can name the woman. Oh. She's a young woman by the name of Asa Shin. Wait, what? Shin? Yeah, the woman, the British woman. Miss Asa Shin, the true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. Who was Jezebel bred for the thing. She came to Japan posing as a visiting student and murdered Don John H. Wilson. And just when it seemed that diplomatic protection would help her escape Japan and conviction, the mysterious woman was herself murdered in a small summer beach hut. Funny thing about it, you know what the funny thing about it was? The funny thing about it is straight up, she thought she'd get away scot-free. The other guy said, nah, bro, I'm gonna give you a memento. I'm gonna go out there and body somebody. And that plane just fumbled. That plane fumbled. That's kind of crazy. And that woman was actually the Reaper of the Bailey? Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss. No, of course not. We can't mention it here. The fact that she killed Dr. John H. Wilson. Because Iris doesn't know, and it's very likely that the man was her father. She's like, yeah, please tell me. I'm like, no. No. No choice. Asa Shin. I should let father know at once. Yes, I agree. Seriously, why don't we just tell her at this point, bro? She gonna probably think we're trying to hide something at this point. I'm like, we gotta tell you something later. But thank you, sir, for telling us that. But why don't we just tell her, bro? Like, yeah, your pops got cooked. Her father been dead for so long, we don't even... Bro, she gonna probably be mad at us the entire time way through. Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Soki. You say he's a good friend of yours. My best friend. It's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him. Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father, Genshin Asogi, the professor. It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, in economics, in war. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves. I see. But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Van Zieks was a noble, an upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Why did that darn Japanese have to go and take my brother's life? In spite of having once saved mine. He saved your life? How did that happen? Wait, how did he save your life? It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital. So Clint Van Zieks had already been killed at this point then. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at the late hour. Of course, at that point, I had no idea of the true nature of the man at my side. All of a sudden... Don't make a peep! You're coming with us! We were surrounded. All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. Clint was that only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I've been targeted several times before already. Yeah, it's Van Zieks, alright. We got him. I could hear them murmuring amongst themselves. I knew they were after me. But then just when I thought I had my time had come, if I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Asogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear. After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Kitchener lay on a cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He shielded me. Two days later, they arrested him. On suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the Professor. How awful for you. All at once, I lost the brother I revered and the foreign friend I held in such high regard. I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zieks. There you go. That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone. Well, thank you for confiding in me. The Professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. There you go. I wonder just how intimately related they all are. I still can't quite believe that Gregson was essentially the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Jezebel Brett. Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure our government will want to hear about this new information. Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie. Hooray! Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then. Thank you, sir. I'll come back later. Let's go. Wait, they want what? They want more what? This bed here. You found out that. Take me back to that hotel. There you go. 2nd of November, Great Waterloo Hotel foyer. I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely. It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow, too. My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though. What'd you say? Ah, look what we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure. Ah, Father! Ooh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely! What a charming young lady. And you are? I'm gonna cook. You're like, I'm gonna cook up in this thing. There we go. You already know what I'm saying? Ah, really? So you're the author of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you? That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir. Susan's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know. Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest. And that's my girl. Well, that's my girl. What the she sounded like, that's my girl. Like, you know how Spike said it to his son? Like, that's my boy. I feel like that's how he'd be saying something. In his head, though. Iris actually lives with Mr. Sholmes, you know, Father. Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes. Hehe. You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery, after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance. Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you omitted by Kazuma on the end there. No. Please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me. Really? You didn't miss a step again, Asoki. We all know how capable he is. You got that dog in you. He got that dog in him too. Really, to have matured in such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. It's very kind of you to say so. And really nice to hear. What I saw in court today confirmed what I've been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo. I trusted you haven't forgotten. Oh, no. You did mention something, didn't you? But first, we have something to report, Father. Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Jigoku has got to. Yeah! That dude said he was, yeah, they said something about, you know, judiciary stuff. So where was Jigoku in all this? Yeah, where was Jigoku at? Oh yeah, we gonna talk about Judge Jigoku. Yeah, talk about that. Talk about that immediately, please. Please talk about that. There you go. I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while, have you? Guilty. Ha 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 ha. But that guilty is still ringing in my ears. No, now that you mention it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium was postponed, he'll have gone to explore that at the Great Exhibition. That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dock himself. Ah, yes. It was all tied up with that accursed trial. The close trial of Kazuma's father. Seshiro was trying to mitigate Gichin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. Oh my! He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was all alright in the end. He was acquitted and he returned home to Japan together. Thank goodness. Ah yes, talking of Seshiro. I have a copy of that photograph we all took together. Here yesterday, please. Oh, what a lovely picture. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look, hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. Jigoku just looks like my dad. He's like, don't mess this up for me, son. I'll kill you. He got that look. My boy, dad called Naruto's like, please, dad, don't kill me. I'm just trying to take this picture right. I'm trying to look cool for the girls out there. Susanoo's just the girls out there, just just smirking around. The other guy's like, that's my girl. You got like two different fathers. You got the nice father out there that probably ain't been in your life until last second, and then the father that actually beat the crap out of you if you do some stupid nonsense. That's literally how this picture looks, bro. It certainly seems to shout, we've arrived in Britain. The commemorative photograph has been entered into the court record. None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we? No, that's so true. Indeed we did. Okay, now about the Reaper, and then we talk about the favor. Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey? I've heard some rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge. Right, he didn't appear until after the case when the visiting students had already returned home. Lord Van Zeeks was the one in the docks today. That was Barrick, the younger brother of Clint Van Zeeks, I believe. Indeed it was. That's right, and he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else. I see. So what you're saying is, there's been a professional killer and works here? Exactly. Somebody by the name of Asa Shin, in fact. I beg your pardon? Did you just say Asa Shin? You mean the Jezebel bread woman who's responsible for killing my great friend? Oh no, a friend of yours was killed. Oh yeah. Please don't say the name. Professor McToba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the friend the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Wilson. And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway. Okay, you can talk about it. I've just remembered something. Biscuits. This hotel has the most delicious biscuits. Delicious looking biscuits, in fact. That was rather out of the blue. She's doing this deliberately. I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh yes. You just try to leave me behind. So that young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she? Yes, that's right. And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great Detective Sholmes. But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see. Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yumi University 4 years ago. But he was murdered last year by Jezebel Brett. Why? Why would the hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan? Iris knows nothing about the case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father. It's like, well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not. But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner. So, it could have been another Dr. Wilson, you think? Well, John and Wilson are both common names, after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure. That's what we thought, yes. We're back with cinnamon biscuits. Ooh, they smell delicious, Iris. Instantly said, nah, we get out of this. I think cinnamon will go well with the tea they serve here. Don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris. Good job. Okay, now what about the favor, though? So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask me. Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it'll be over before long. Oh, this is where it's at with the store. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan. You want me to do... What? But father, what's the meaning of this? Now, Susanna, you should understand. You see how our courts work firsthand? Japan's judicial system in its infancy, especially when it comes to the defense. Oh, you mean... The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really quite urgently, in fact. But I've not even been in London a year yet. I've read all Susano's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And I haven't seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today. There's no question. You, Naruto, are precisely the man our country needs. He said, our country needs? He needs me. He's like, he needs me. I'll help him. So, you'd be leaving then, Bruno? But then, what am I supposed to do, father? That's kind of a skill issue, baby. You came here to serve as Soki's judicial assistant. Oh yes, she's supposed to be Cosmo's assistant. Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with this situation, though. I want to be with Naruhodo, though. Father, that's my friend. You've always chosen your own path, Susanoo, and I trust your judgment. In this matter also. Father. Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand. And I hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to the decision by the time this trial concludes. Yes, alright. You won't leave, will you, Bruno? The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe that to be Cosmo's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so where does that leave me? Well, if you'll excuse me now, I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about Asa Shin. There you go. Of course, Father. Thank you. I look forward to the next month's installment, Miss Wilson. Oh, good. And please, do come to Baker Street sometimes, won't you? We'd love to entertain you. I would be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yes, I will. Going back home? Okay, now we gotta do this garbage tail, dark tail, deep voice. You know, Cosmo-sama's has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all this. Yes, no doubt. Asa Shin. Of course, it's so obvious. How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now? Ah, but Mr. Sholmes. Hurley, where have you been? Why, I joined you all for a tea, of course. What an extraordinary question. I didn't notice you at all. No matter, no matter. Anyway, some more pressing concerns, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? What's up? I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It is a matter of much urgency. To Japan, you mean? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who? Well... My father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself. I see! Well, he looked reliable enough for a bearded fellow. I don't think what father's sports can be considered a beard, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, man, that man do not got no beard. He got that mustache. Now, if you want a bearded fellow, that's your man right there. He's the only bearded fellow I think that we got that's in Japan right now. That we know of. There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty, unshaved father to see this is sent. I will, but what is it? No questions at this time, if you please, Mrs. Sato. All we can do is pray that for once, my deduction is Ari. Doesn't that imply that your deductions are normally correct, Mr. Sholmes? Which isn't exactly... Now then! You may be surprised to learn that I'm a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrops on other people's conversations. So that's what joining us for tea meant. I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows. This is how you know it's serious though. You know it's serious when this man is not smiling, but this man got a serious face on his face every time. He got that serious face. Ain't he disappeared like that? Wait a minute, Mr. Sholmes. He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace. And left the unpaid bill for his tea behind too. I must catch up with my father at the telegraph office at once. And I'll run and call us a cab straight away. And there was me thinking of everyone with clamoring to pay Mr. Jones' bill. There we go. We're gonna just go to the Lord Chief's Justice offices to see what's up, man. We're gonna have to. Oh, that man is here. That man said, nah, we on business. That man said we on business. 2nd November, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief's Justice Office. No arguments, Prosecutor Sogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly. Or perfectly. It's Kazuma-sama. Defying Lord Strongheart, by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down. On your way now, Sogi. My lord. He's there to be like, you better cook up. Kazuma. He left without saying a word. Yes. What are you doing here? Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind. I wanted Van Zeke's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Sogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it longer than necessary. Unwelcome inquiries? As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 41 seconds. 42, 43. We must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo. In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. Any information? Let me ask you something, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie. You kinda suspicious right now, bro. You kinda suspicious. There's 3 people that are suspicious to me at the moment. And not for the right reasons. For example, this little introduction to this thing right here, which gives me this thing right here. Excuse me. This thing kind of makes me a little confused because we never presented this at all. So it makes me think that y'all two have something at play going on here. So y'all making me a little suspicious. Mainly you, because you're a judiciary person. So you're making me a little suspicious of you. Then it's this guy. This guy has power. This guy has the power to do whatever he wants. And they said they had a very strong power, which Gregson was out there, you know, telling Asa Shin to go out there and do some work. That's already a problem. And I still feel like he said that he's the tactician of what the Reaper would be. Asa Shin would be the killer. And someone has to be orchestrating him to do it. I don't think he would just go out there in his own will and be like, you know what? Yeah, let's just do it. Someone has to be forcing him. And I would have said, oh yeah, you know what? Since Courtney Scythe would be it, but Courtney Scythe killed someone else. I thought she would have been like a Reaper or some nonsense of some sort. So yeah, you're kind of suspicious at the moment. Unless it's just like, oh, he comes back to life and then just does some nonsense. Then I can't help that. But yeah, let's talk about the Reaper. After I give him some water. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Van Seeks is the Reaper? I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago, in that fateful closed trial, that Lord Van Seeks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. And when the ringleader of the criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress. But that's awful. The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days. Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe. Correct. That was an inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey. And people believe that Lord Van Seeks was responsible? He was brought to the trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident. So he must have had a solid alibi then. Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences. I will agree that it's all coincidences, but you kind of suspicious now, too. A lot of people are suspicious now, so I can't really trust anyone at this thing. Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial. And the impact that that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated. Is that why it's a closed trial? Precisely. Let me see something real quick. I'll give it a second. There we go. Gotta make sure I was good. There we go. This country hasn't seen a close trial for 10 years. This is the professor case. So the last one was the professors, the trial of Gichin Correct. Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute the trial yourself, Lord Strongheart. Van Seeks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death. And here we are, 10 years later, with the son of the man Van Seeks had condemned, now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way. They do say that what goes around comes around. However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well. Cosmo is? I'd like my organization to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of the step with the others. So that's what all these gears are all about here. If the young man refuses to mess with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps. What do you mean? Not something with which you need to concern yourself. In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow. Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I have been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours. Oh my, that is a long time. And I hold you entirely responsible. Even though we were miraculously raised to fit everything into not even 5 minutes. I wonder if you might agree to us talking with Prosecutor Sogi. Discussions between the defense and prosecution outside the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go. You can find him in his office. Oh, thank you. Now get out of here before I throw you out my court. And my room. Let's go see him at once, Mr. Naruhodo. Cosmo's my best friend in the world, but I'm really not sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. Second of November, prosecutor's office. So, this is the office of Prosecutor Sogi now, is it? Cosmo-sama is doing so well for himself. Wait, how'd you even... I'm not gonna lie, how did you get here? Like, weren't you supposed to go out there and give him that letter or something? Or that note or whatever? Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor Japanese style in the dark corner. It's his habit to sit Seiza style when he's working. Kazuma. He's like, huh? You can't come in here like this. I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke. I was right about what I said, wasn't I? Sorry? That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer. Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor. Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you. And I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikatoba. Ryunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisaged it, but I suppose there's another twist of fate. I've learned a lot of things during my time in London, about how Sato-san's father was himself a visiting student here at once, along with Judge Jigoku, and about what happened with your father. Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice, why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself. I want to hear it from you, Kazuma. As you wish, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Whoa, don't move! Converse with them! Like, bro, if you don't converse with him... I like how he's like, yeah, move. No, don't move, converse! Come first, brother. Come first. All right, your disappearance. Let's go. Let's talk about it, bro. It's getting on for a year now since what happened on the SS Bureau. We were headed across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain. But a bizarre series of coincidences led to those tragic events. I thought I'd lost my best friend forever. I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in a cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up to the desk. Or the deck. Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point? It was deck, not desk. Oh, brother, I'm cooked. Yes, I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something to do. You have to do. Something no one else can know about. Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there. It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship. We were docked in a large port. It must have been Hong Kong. Yes, it must have been. Presumably just before they were due to carry your body off the ship. I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city, so I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain. The journey to Britain. Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realized now that I'd escaped as a dead man, with nothing but my clothes on my back. No money, of course. Oh, how terrifying for you. Luckily, though, I had 2 feathers in my cap. One being your knowledge of English, I suppose. That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on the cargo ship. Or on a cargo ship. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now. Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world. Of course, I had no idea why I had moved to heaven and earth to get here at that point. So, how did you end up becoming Lord Van Zeke's apprentice then? There we go. Okay. That could only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really. You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting. That's when the second feather in my cap came into play. Would that have been your knowledge of the law? Yes, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office. And then 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Trevor. Yes, I did. I was gonna look. Do I want to present him anything? I don't think I have anything I want to present. The only thing I can present to him is probably this armband. He'd be like, I like that armband. Let me see if he actually likes the armband. Kazuma, this is your armband. Actually, I think it's yours now. Sorry? You're the defense lawyer. You have a talent for it. I've always known that you would. And now, you've chosen to take that path in life. As your friend, I couldn't be happier for you. Or more proud. Kazuma, so you keep hold of that. Besides, I'm a prosecutor now. That armband would have no meaning for me. Well, if you're sure, thank you, my friend. Hey, see, look, that's a good friend. He said, yeah, I'm proud of you, though. You were cooking, though, Loki. You were cooking. You were cooking. That's all I can say. He's like, yeah, nah, you were cooking. I like that. Let's see if you like this photograph. Kazuma, what do you think make of this? There's only one place where defense lawyers and prosecutors should discuss evidence. The courtroom. So it seems you're still confused by the situation. That's what I make of it. I get the feeling my friend's always gonna have an edge over me, isn't he? Okay then, fine. Okay, you don't want no evidence. I got you, sir. I got you. Don't worry. Ever since I first met you at Yumi, you talked about your dream. Mark my words, Ryunosuke. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to the Great Britain someday. Did you know the entire time about what would happen to your father here? 16 years ago, when my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy. We took photographs together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. But what I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice. 6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Gitchin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, your father, Susato-san. Oh my. Ever since then, the professor was good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yumi. I'll be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me. Oh. Then one day a letter arrived at my house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it, assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life. What did it say? It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Sogi name. Oh no! As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. Go ahead. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims. If whoever it had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been presented or could be present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer. I'm so sorry you had to find out that way. I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. But someone who knew the truth could bear the resentment was always going to be the problem. But still, it could have been written by anyone. Who would have sent such a thing? There was newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree. Well, what did my father have to say about the letter? I couldn't bring myself to show it to him. What? Why not? Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. That couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku, to the other visiting student. He faltered for the briefest moment, and then he just laughed off the letter. But in that moment, I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise. A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. And give me a second. There we go. Okay, you want to say anything back? Come on. Okay. The truth about my father, Gijina Sogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Oh, Kazuma-sama. What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turned out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was. It was clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along. What? You mean you knew? The real question is, who'd been given orders to the inspector? Yes, Berg Van Zeeks is the real Reaper. And I know that 10 years ago, it was him who decided my father must be the mass murderer and sent him to his grave. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of people that have a lot of power. I mean, there is, you know, there's people out here that got power. I mean, he's a governor. This man's the Lord Chief Justice. This man's a foreign affairs, but this guy probably got nothing to do with Britain. This guy got nothing to do with Britain. I mean, there's a lot of people it could be, man. I mean, there's a lot of people out here around the world that it could be other than him. Not just saying. No, he was merely seeing that justice was done and the law dictates. He's not to blame. Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it. And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must. But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life. Kazuma. On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper. Who the heck just texted me? Okay. So who else could it? What else could be presented? What else could be presented? Let me think about it. Let me present. Let me see. I presented this. I don't think he cares about this. Let me see. Does he care about this? Let's see if he cares about it. I was shocked when I found out they were related to the case, the Red-Headed League. I mean, personally, I wasn't their plan to swindle everyone. That surprised me. It was the fact that so many red-headed people gathered for all over London that day. A certain great detective being among them. I expected those two are in their cells as we speak, wishing that they never dreamt up their little plan. Or maybe they're busy plotting their next move, or next one. Okay, I don't think he cares about that. I don't think he would care about letter of rejection. Yeah, he wouldn't care about that. He wouldn't care about that. Yeah, that's right. He wouldn't care about that. Okay, get it out. I don't think he cares about... Wait, does he care about dismissal notice? Yeah, he doesn't care about that? Okay, he doesn't care about that. Alright, he doesn't care about that. I don't think you would care about Evie Vigil. I don't think you would care about the gun. I don't think you would care about the figurine. I don't think you would care about the hairpiece. I don't think you would care about the candelabrum. I don't think you'd care about that. The guy gave me Greg's picture, so I don't think he'd care about that. Let's just see the autopsy report. Maybe he might be okay with the autopsy report? Oh, he does. Okay, let's see. This came up in the trial, didn't it? It's something a little dubious I made. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report. Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something. Well, considering what the pocket watch had stopped at the scorch marks on the candle, certainly a distinct possibility. The evidence in the scene both point to it, at least. To be honest, it bothered me too, so I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gory. If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd very much like to speak with the coroner too. Of course, the last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery? By Barclay Prison, you mean? Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life. Kazuma-sama. Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today. Ryunosuke, I want to thank you. What for? For this. You safeguarded the soul of the Sogi clan. Well, it is a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got the chance to draw it before I returned it to you. Kuruma is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku Warring States period. I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen. Well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say. This blade, Kuruma, is the symbol of the Sogi clans, honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname. Really? Kurama? It does sound formidable, that's for sure. 16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side, which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now too. And that is all thanks to you. It was an honor. Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much. Kazuma, you've changed. No, Ryunosuke, I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. I can completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Zeke's given what happened. But the fact is, those events in this case are, well, unrelated? Is that what you want to say? How can you be so sure? What do you mean? Never mind. The man is the Reaper. It is for that reason that the inspector was killed. I'm going to prove as much in court tomorrow. By whatever means necessary. I can't let you do that, Kazuma. I know you'll do what you have to do as a lawyer, but I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in my courtroom, or in the courtroom. I expect nothing less. Until tomorrow then, in the Old Bailey. Goodbye, my friend. He's like, goodbye. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the forensic laboratory. You have fun doing what you want to do. You have fun. Yeah, you do your thing. 2nd of November, Forensic Laboratory. Well, they have a lot of little weird dolls in this thing, so yeah, she was out there doing her thing. This place really is creepy, isn't it? Well, being a dead room, it probably is full of spirits of the dissected. But actually, there's a rather pleasant smell of roses in there. Well, being a dead room, the coroner probably needs a bold scent like that to mask the odor of death. Iris, do you think we could change the subject? Hey, yo, what that sound? Hey, yo! What? What was that? Bro, you are. Hey, why I gotta be like this? Hey, yo, Vortex, come look at this. That man said, nah, I got me red derby. You ain't got no red derby like I do. Hey, you got that. There we go. Well, what was that? There we go. Let's keep going though. What the heck are you? What the heck is Gory doing? Do y'all not just see her here? Dr. Gory? What? That noise before. I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead meat if I didn't keep it perfectly keen edge on them. Right. When following the college or collagen fibers in the dermis, an expertly sharpened scalpel cuts like cheese. Would you like a demonstration? Oh yes, please. I'd love to see. Then I think you'll do nicely. Huh? No! No, I would not do nicely at all! Please get away from me! I don't want to die! I mean, maybe some other time, but I'm dead, baby. Is that a tut? Well, we came here to ask questions, so... Hey, look, I want to say this, because I'm assuming that, you're, Courtney Sipes, like, Mama Apprentice, but like, I'm sorry that we got her arrested. She kind of was a criminal. I apologize on that behalf. But can I ask you about the time of death, please? And don't kill me, please. I beg you. Please don't kill me. I beg you. Because my character probably is going to die instantly. So yeah. We have actually met before. I am a lawyer, if you remember. You're not dead yet. Wow, thank you for the thank you for telling me that. Like, what kind of answer is that? You're not dead yet. What? So Mama said I wasn't able to cut you open. She's so strict about things like that. Yeah, I'm sorry that I got your mom arrested. It's okay now. Well, good. Dr. Scythe has some scruples at least. Oh dear. It looks like she's not interested in talking to us, for the time being anyway. For the time being, you mean? Until we die? Oh, that's a way off. Sorry, but I wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. Surely there's some less drastic way of making her listen. Girl, if you don't listen to me and take this autopsy report, tell me this autopsy report before I beat the dog out your stupid tail. Dr. Gory, we actually came here to ask you about this. That's what we talk about, the time of death. He was very good. Good, sorry? His skin didn't snag my blade once. And very little mess. His joints dislocated easily, and his muscle tissue was a pleasure to work with. Well, we can skip those details. But there's one thing about the report that caught my attention. You don't seem to have recorded a time of death. That's not my fault. Oh, that made me jump. Then please, tell us what happened. Okay, tell us more about it. I mean, you took your beautiful, mask off and you're here to talk to us, so tell us more, ma'am. So, why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death then? That's something that every, orator should have. It's really the most crucial detail. I was told not to write it. What? By whom? Mel Strongheart, the Lord Chief of Justice. He came here. Get this man in court! Get him in court! I don't care! Get Strongheart in court! Please, get him in the court! Please! I need him in jail immediately! This man talk about some... Oh, I don't want this report to be found. He's suspicious! Get him in court! Get that man in court! Get him in the court! Get him out here! We need him in the court! Get that man! He's suspicious! I'm sick and tired of this game! What do you mean he just talk about some Lord Chief Justice didn't want no daggone report? Get him out here! Lord Strongheart came? Like, heck nah! Get him out here! He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence, it was obvious. That's immediate cap. I'm sorry. That is the stupidest thing I've heard. Bro, have every evidence in there. Because it contradicts one another. It's just like if I come out there and I say, oh yeah, this gun was the murder weapon. Guess what though? It had to be like up close and it couldn't be up close and personal. It had to be a little far away and it was like some firecrackers, right? The firecracker sounds like a gunshot. Guess what? This is the murder weapon apparently. It's like, come on, make it make sense. The man clearly died at 5 p.m. on the 1st of November when the gunshot was heard. But that's not the time of death you wrote on for the report. You didn't write anything. Was there some reason you didn't include it? Dr. Gory, if you're hiding something under Lord Strongheart's instructions, then sooner or later, you're going to go the same way as your mother. Give it here then. Huh? What's she scribbling so furiously? There. You've written... What? What's she written? Tell us. Indeterminate? But... Hey, it's recorded. What do you mean by that, baby girl? What do you mean by that? What's the time of death indeterminate? When the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh. So the time of death could have easily been coincided with the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy. What discrepancy? There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat. And that fish had started to rot. What? If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably likes to eat it before it went off. Well, yes. What are you really trying to say? It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death. Y'all, like I said, all you need to do is put a fresh body in like a daggone like a cooling chamber or like any type of like freezing thing, like a freezer or something, and that body can be just as fresh and be used to kill somebody instantly, and then put it in fresh in the body, put them in there, and you'll be good. You ain't gotta talk about a time of death. So honestly, I think my point still stands. But the thing about it is, where would the freezer be at? Or what freezer did he get frozen in if that's the case I'm talking about and it's right? Manipulate the... Is that even possible to do? Theoretically, if you were to chill a body in ice, you could delay the onset of putrefaction. Thank you, Gory! Thank you! If someone's gonna ask it how I know, look, Danganronpa, the first game, literally someone froze a body. I mean, it makes sense to do that. And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time, then only the fish would have started to rot. With today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not. But today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems. But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electric refrigerator. And I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. No, definitely not. But maybe in a factory or some other special places. I don't recall seeing any factories of such like on Fresno Street though. I wonder if the inspector's body had been chilled somehow. What might the actual time of death had been? I couldn't say for sure. But the most, it might have been a day earlier. No. In other words, it would corroborate with your previous deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. That Inspector Gregson was killed a day before his body was discovered, at a different location. Did you inform Lord Trollguard of this possibility? He simply said there were no electric refrigerators of that size in the vicinity. That's fair, okay, that's fair. But yeah, nah, get him in the courtroom. That man talking about something. Nah, bro, don't tell him nothing. If you don't mind, then. Sorry? She's gone back to sharpening her blades. Not now, or my babies here might start to rust. I think perhaps we'd better leave Dr. Gory alone. Maybe we could try again later if we finally manage to work loose. Yeah, let her do her thing. I'm going to let her cook. I am out of there immediately. Let's just, we can either go to, we can go to the hospital. Or we can go back to Fresno Street. Or the office. You know what, let's go to Vigil. Let's just see Vigil real quick. If Vigil ain't there, we can just go out there and go either way with it. 2nd of November, St. Sinners Hospital, Ward 3. This is the ward where Mr. Vigil was brought, apparently. To be frank, I'm a little worried about seeing him again. Ah, the lawyer. Hello again. Are you feeling better now, Mr. Vigil? Yes, thank you. Somewhat better. I'm so sorry that to have caused you to... I mean, it was because of me. If I hadn't exposed your secret and forced you to remember things you obviously tried to forget. The prosecutor was here until a few moments ago, too. You just missed him. Oh, Cosmo beat us to it. He said much the same as you. He was very apologetic. But the truth is, I brought all this upon myself. Please, don't think like that. Keeping it from Evie, my wife, all these years, I've carried such a sense of guilt. But that's not the worst of it. Over time, I obviously came to deceive myself as well. Well, look, man, don't feel too bad, bro. Like, your wife is a ride or die, though. Look, that's not a lot of things a lot of people can say. Your wife is literally a ride or die, bro. Your wife is right here. She's looking nice as ever, looking good as ever. And your wife still loves you and still wants to go out there and help to find you. That's like the best kind of reward to come back to, bro. That's the best reward to go back to. Go out there, talk to her, let her know, be honest with her, tell the truth. Because look, honesty is the best policy. I promise you that. You mean about your dismissal? Looking back now, I'm beginning to think that perhaps Inspector Gregson didn't stumble across me by accident at all. I mean, he compensated me so generously for acting as a stand-in. He was clearly concerned for my well-being and doing what he could to help. So perhaps Gregson knew exactly what had come of Mr. Vigil all along then. I'm sure this is just dessert for 10 years of lies and deception, but... It wasn't me that helped the professor escape 10 years ago. It wasn't me. I swear it's true. Oh, Mr. Vigil. I'm sure you'd rather not dredge up even more from your past at this time, but if possible, could you tell us exactly what really happened? I want to. I need to get all this off my chest. I just want someone to tell me what I should have done. Let's go. Bro, can we go to converse? Let me converse with him. Like, dang. Hold up, my back needs stretch a little bit. There we go. My bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Greg's request. Okay. Inspector Gregson was obviously engaged in a special operation of some sort. He was investigating something that even Scotland Yard couldn't know about. Details of the Reaper's marks. Yes. It was when he carried out those investigations that I would take his identification and impersonate him. He pretended to be the inspector and carry out investigations on his behalf. Oh, no, never! A common street peddler couldn't possibly carry out a proper police investigation. All I would do is go to a specified location and make a little hoo-ha. Just something to leave an impression, so everyone there would think the detective called Gregson was there. So, that's what you were doing on the days prior to the incident? Yes. He asked me to make an appearance at the park on Lime Street for the Red-Headed League event. So as usual, I flashed the inspector's identification around and was very vocal about my presence. But then you were taken prisoner by those red-headed fraudsters. Yes. Hold up, okay, let me get this out of the way. There you go. But yes. So, you would always make a point of showing Gregson's identification and generally being loud. That's what the inspector asked me to do, yes. But why, though? That doesn't make sense for the real, Gregson to do in the first place. So that wouldn't make sense to do. So wait, why would you do that? Seriously. Well, that's one way of becoming a legendary detective, I suppose. Not a good one, though. And as you know it, I suffered this bruising around my neck at their hand. But following the day that they kept their word and released me, without returning the inspector's identification to you, however, we arranged to meet at Fresno Street room at 5 that day, so I could report back to the inspector. Okay, go ahead. At the agreed time, that's when I heard a gunshot. Heard a gunshot. Indeed, that's where. It was at midnight on the 17th June, 10 years ago. This was the time scheduled for the execution. But the personal execution never actually took place, did it? Or rather, the execution itself must have been used to affect the plan of escape. It's hardly dare to imagine what chilling plan it was. Barclay was renowned for being the highest security prison in the country. Everything that went in and out of the place was searched multiple times. But there was one noticeable exception, or rather, one notable loophole, something that was never questioned. I have a feeling I know what that loophole was now. The coffins in which the bodies of the executed convicts were placed, correct? Yes. Once the coroner had confirmed the death of a condemned victim, the body was taken in its coffin for immediate burial in Lowgate Cemetery just behind the prison. The chief warder first had to sign the necessary papers. And after that, no member of the staff was permitted to touch the coffin containing the body again. When executions took place, only the executioner and the coroner were permitted inside the chamber. Indeed, I would wait in the adjacent room for word that the condemned victim was dead. Okay, so that would be you and Courtney Scythe, or Courtney Stevens at that time, okay? On that occasion, once I had the confirmation, I went into the mortuary to find the lone coffin as usual. The procedure was that I would sign the paperwork, having checked the coffin, then nail it shut. But for some reason that day, the coffin was already nailed shut. Wait, what? No! I didn't think anything of it at the time. I assumed that my deputy must have checked the coffin and nailed it shut before I arrived. So you mean the coffin contained? Yes, I can only imagine that Asogi, having escaped his execution somehow, was alive inside the coffin. The coffin was then taken out through the main gates and deposited in No Gate Cemetery. Presumably there wouldn't have been enough air inside to breathe that long. That's what we're thinking. Who the heck just tell y'all? Give me a second. Someone just text me real quick. Give me a second. So just text me about this. I'm getting that out of the way. There we go. Okay, we're good? Okay. Skipped all that and then go from there. Okay. Presumably, okay, yeah, I remember that. So in the early hours, following the burial, someone dug up the coffin again to set Gitster free? But in the end, he was fatally shot in the graveyard anyway. What on earth really happened in No Gate Cemetery that night, I wonder? I'm afraid I really don't know. All I can say with certainty are two things. Soki couldn't possibly have escaped that way without the help of someone working inside the prison. And that somebody was not me. That's fair, because if the thing was already nailed shut before you even came in there, that is a problem. And the only one that it could be is somebody that was already in there, which would mean that it would have to be barricaded that helped him out, maybe. The reason why I say that is because he's the only one I know that's in the Barclay prison that we know of. Because the other people that was out there was Enoch Drebber at that time, but even then Enoch Drebber saw the thing happen, and then Courtney Seitz, or Courtney Stevens if you will. Unless Courtney Stevens did it, I feel like it's barricaded until further notice. Oh, the daughter of Dr. Seitz, who also is a quarter like her mother. She carries all her autopsy reports on corpses. Good to know. Looks lovely though. Anyway, keeping it going. Convict Asogi. Obviously you knew the man then. The professor, I mean. Kitchen Asogi. Yes, I remember him very well, in fact. Would you mind telling us what you know? Well, having been condemned to death as he was, any contact I had with the man was short, obviously. After that trial, which he was carried out behind closed doors, attended only by elite members of the judiciary, they called for his execution to be carried out at the earliest possible opportunity. The outcome of the trial was set from the beginning, wasn't it? It was a time of delicate diplomacy when Britain and Japan were in the process of signing an important treaty. That meant that this potentially destabilizing case had to be dealt with swiftly and discreetly. The man had less than a week in total. As I was the chief warder, I oversaw his short stay in the cells until his final hour. I remember being struck deeply by his noble character and incredible resilience. What do you mean exactly? He was a killer of many men, but he was always quiet and polite. He was a gentle and a man of intellect. In fact, I couldn't bring myself to believe what he'd done, so I asked him one day. Those 5 members of the aristocracy whose lives were taken, were you really responsible? I'm guilty of the unfortunate crime of ending another human's life, yes. The following day, the closed trial took place, and the verdict was no surprise. Guilty. That night, when he was brought back to his cell, I saw something unusual. Something unusual? What? The last will and testament of Gichin Asogi. Talk about that will! Talk about his will! As I said, it was on the night of following his trial after he'd been found guilty. That brother is guilty! I was doing the rounds of the cells, and when I looked into Asogi's, I noticed that he... I noticed that he seemed to have a sheet of paper in his hand. Ah, his last will and testament, presumably. As soon as he noticed me, he hurriedly shoved it behind his back. But why did you find that so unusual? Isn't it normal for a man to pen a will when he knows his death is nigh? Yes, that's true, but there were special conditions to Asogi's incarceration, you see. What sort of conditions? Well, even though he was held in a cell designed for condemned inmates, he was allowed to keep his personal effects with him, with one exception. Really? He was allowed his things? That is unusual, certainly. Of course, he'd been convicted of killing 5 members of the aristocracy, but at the same time, he was a guest in the country from the Empire of Japan. The powers that be were determined that his final days shouldn't be needlessly uncomfortable. And what was the exception you mentioned to the personal effect he was allowed? That's the point. He wasn't permitted to have writing materials. Specifically, no pens or paper. So, he was prevented from leaving any written record of what had happened to him. Yes, that's the long and short of it. I have no idea where he obtained the paper. Any writing material would have been confiscated upon him upon his incarceration. As I said, he hid the paper behind his back and then he pleaded with me. What did you just hide behind your back? Please, please, turn a blind eye. This is my lifeline. But you know it's against the rules. You're the only person who's seen. If you just agree to keep quiet. Alright then, but what's on that paper? A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now. How can a will be a weapon? So I decided to pretend I didn't see nothing, and I let him keep his will. But then later, it just seemed to vanish without a trace. What? What do you mean? It vanished? It would seem that this isn't the end of the story of this mysterious will. Talk about it. Tell me about the will. I was the only person who saw Asogi's will, but somehow it disappeared? It was after Asogi's execution. That makes sense. Who just texted me? There we go. Which was actually an elaborate jailbreak. The warders gathered up Asogi's possessions that were in his cell. They were all to be sent back to his family home in Japan, you see. The poor Kazuma-sama. And you're saying that it wasn't anywhere to be found among his personal effect? That will, I mean? That's right. Though I didn't search through them myself. But Governor Caden was livid. He was screaming. It cannot have disappeared completely. That doesn't quite make sense though, does it? In what way? Well, we understood that only Mr. Vigil was aware of the will's existence. Yeah, but how did Caden know? In which case, how did the prison governor know to look for it? Oh yes, you're right! I really don't know how he knew, but it certainly seemed as though he knew the will existence from the outset, only he didn't refer to it as a will. What he said was, the soggy papers. The soggy papers? I really can't tell you anything of the subsequent events. Because, well, of what happened. The dismissal. And the way you blocked it out from your memory. I've forgotten all this until today. I don't suppose it's relevant to the case, though. Well, anyway, thank you very much for sharing it with us, Mr. Vigil. We're very grateful. I'm afraid there's really little more I could tell you. My wife Evie will be here shortly, so I do hope I don't appear rude, but... No, not at all. Thank you again. Have fun with your wife, tell her all that stuff, do all the stuff that you need to do. But what will become of you now? Well, impersonating a police officer is a criminal offense, of course. I imagine that once I'm fully recovered, I shall be arrested. I'm so sorry. Don't be, please. This is all my own doing. I always knew that this day would come. Well, I wish you well. Goodbye, Mr. Vigil. And take care of your wife, because your wife will need you. Ah! Before you go, there, just one thing. Oh, yes? What is it? The Sogi papers. What? I'd be very grateful if you make no mention of the things I told you about them. Presumably for some good reason. It's my understanding that their very existence is a closely guarded secret. If it became known that I'd remembered, well, it could be rather troublesome, I think. I understand. So some sort of will that Gijin Asogi penned just before his death, which the man claimed to be his last weapon. I wonder, perhaps it has something to do with his plan to escape. If there's anyone who might have had any document that Cosmo was left behind, it would be Mr. Vigil's governor. Do we know that precisely where we must go? Back to Barclay Prison. You'll tell your wife though that we got everything under control. Don't worry, sir. He's gonna be like, no problem. And the governor's like, I hate this guy and this Japanese people. But like every time they be trying to hate. Wait, what the heck happened? Okay, there you go. What can I do for you? Alt. Back again, are you? Yes. Hello. I read all about your investigations. I read the reports just now. You found him, eh? Vigil. Yes, luckily. Well, anywho, the lady doesn't work here anymore, so your case has not to do with Barclay. I would now like you to get the wrong idea about that. Of course, yes. Mr. Vigil stopped working here 10 years ago now. Yip-de-doo, we don't give two cares. We gotta talk to you though, buddy, buckaroo. Yes, we've seen his dismissal today, notice, haven't we? He wasn't given the chop. Or he was given the chop. Hey, Kimba, you can do very well. So how about we handful handcuff biscuit? Oh, they really are like little handcuffs. And as hard as iron, too. So, what brought you down here today? Well, there's something else we'd like to ask you about. Actually, that's not so. Indeed. We believe there might have been a document that disappeared from Gijin Asogi's cell. I think it's been called the Asogi Papers or something. He's like, crap. Who told you? Did I say no say Grux's death is Not to do with things that might have happened at Barclay. Leave the past in the past, buddy. Let's not footer about with irrelevant details. His expressions changed completely. We're clearly on to something here. I will say, that's a nice coat you got there, sir. It's a nice coat you got there. I wish I had that kind of coat, man. But, yeah, we don't give two cares about that. Let's talk about the daggone 10-year-old legacy papers, man. Because, look, buddy, let me tell you something. You're going to have to talk to us. There we go. That the murderer's botched execution and the whole miserable escape. There were Barclay stuck as hours, a shocking embarrassment. Because the convict had to collaborate on the prison staff, you mean? Hey, for shame. The coroner who confirmed the death of the man after his execution, Courtney Sight, or Courtney Stevens if y'all want to call her that. Either way, it's fine. And my chief warder at the time, Vigil, who was in charge of the whole affair. Miss Vigil says he didn't know anything about it. Likely story. The rascal wouldn't say otherwise, eh? More handcuffs? Oh, how can I say no? You can never have too much iron in your diet. When Mr. Vigil was handed his dismissal notice as a result of what had happened, he was so despairing, he jumped out of the office window, didn't he? I didn't like to say, but that's just Vigil trying to get out of it. Do you not think he wouldn't have jumped from the shock of his crime by being exposed, eh? I do. You wouldn't say otherwise, though, would you? Of course, I cannot shun all responsibility myself. I shouldn't have let him deceive me. Actually, there's barely anybody that kens what went on at that time now. Will Gregson have been murdered, Dr. Sight forbidden from having any visitors. No visitors? Someone obviously doesn't want her giving anything away. Yeah, that just sounds kind of suspicious. But we're not going home empty-handed. And I would never dream of sending you back with no skimmer. Here, take a handcuff or two. Oh, well, it would be rude to say no. I don't want to become anemic. I suppose if there's anybody who might still care about what happened back then, it would be that last from the forensic division, Maria Gory. Maria Gory? The coroner, hey, Sight's daughter. She did not have no more, just the one. But the wee bonds followed in her mam's footstep. You did not ever see her without a scalpel in her hand. Ah. Mama, what is this? Ah. Well, where did she spring from? And did she call her the Dr. Mama? Dr. Sight's daughter, Maria Gory. We could do with talking to her. Okay, we guess we talk to Gory. Then we get the papers. Okay, let's talk about it. So she's Dr. Sight's daughter? Her surname is Gory? Hey, there's some family history, I'm sure, but I did not ken the ins and outs of it. She grew up watching her mom working with the bodies of folks who died in strange circumstances. She decided to do the same with her own life. I cannot understand it myself. Perhaps she was driven by a deep respect for her mother. Perhaps. Anywho, she was in charge of Gregson's autopsy, I believe. Right, and the coroner responsible for the incomplete report. Someone told me once that the wee lassie always loved her ma'am's story about cutting up bodies. There's even a rumor that she used to listen to the funeral march as a lullaby. Well, then perhaps her mother might have told her about the autopsy from the case 10 years ago. Hey, I'd say there's a fighting chance at least. After all, that was a life-changing case for all of us. We really do need to speak to Miss Gloria herself about this, I think. Well, thank you very much. I'm no happy about any part of this. It took years for Londoners to finally forget the whole professor business. Can you not give up on this, laddie? Stop asking pointless questions. I'm sorry. I don't like dredging up painful memories for everyone. Can you just stay away now? Leave me alone and do not come back, eh? Now I need about the Soki papers, bro. How do you come to know about that, laddie? There's no many folks, even here in the prison, who have heard of those papers. Ah, well, I cannot tell what Mr. Vigil told me. I'm afraid our sources may remain confidential, sir. We've been led to believe that papers are actually the last will and testament. Is that right? Professors, or rather, Gitchina Sogis. Hey, that's right. You're well informed, Jimmy. Oh, is that the end of the silent treatment? But then after the convict's execution, it mysteriously vanished from the cell, didn't it? Others know. You're upper half-cocked there. I think you did not quite get your facts straight. It was there in the cell, exactly where it should have been. Oh, not what we heard elsewhere. Let me just have a wee hook around here. I'm sure I can find it. Hey, here you are. See? The last will and testament of Gitchina Sogi, written with a calligraphic brush. Of course, I cannot read a word of those Japanese squigglies, but I mind it says he leaves all his worldly possessions to his son back at his homeland. Yes, that's correct. That's the gist of it. So these are the Sogi papers. Aye, of course they are. Papers are written by a Sogi. No doubt about it. There's no mystery here, laddies. That's your lot. After all, the shamash, well that's sir, of an execution. We sent the man's possessions back to his clan in Japan, and that was the end of it. I think we ought to make the record of this, Mr. Naruhodo, just in case. One more thing before you go on your way, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh yes? Those papers are not to do with Gregson's death. Don't worry about it. I'd prefer it if it did not make no mention of them outside this office, or rather, I wouldn't just prefer it, consider it an order from the highest level of our government. We'll see about that, because if it's something that I gotta go out there and present, I'll present that thing instantly. I do not care how you feel, buddy. This is my case, not your case. I understand, but I'm gonna let you know this. If it does come down to it, I promise you, I'm going to say it. Keep that in mind, buddy. Alright. Forensic lab. Go back, because we gotta talk to the lady about it. 2nd of November, Forensics Laboratory. This girl is still out there doing that. Who that tells me? So we're sharpening again. You're still not dead? Anyway, I don't have any more to tell you about the specimen. Actually, we're not here to ask you about Inspector Gregson. We're happy to talk to you about your mother, Dr. Scythe. It's something the governor of Barclay Prison mentioned. He said that she was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution. She's like, that's not all Mama did. Sorry? My mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Seeks as well. Her eyes are just like glossing in like the air. What? Really? The brother of Lord Van Seek? The professor's final victim? The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of the aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then. The detective in charge of the case, or the investigation, insisted, and it was miraculously authorized. The detective being Inspector Gregson, of course. Quite an accomplishment for one man. The autopsy proved the vital clue needed to arrest the killer. And Mama was there for that historic event. What does all this mean? You know, that amazing autopsy happened right here in this very room. Is that true? Did someone just text me about something? Dang, they texted me about some nonsense. Alright, there we go. There we go. The professor and Clint Van Seeks. They both spent their final moments for their burial on the dissection table there. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events. She really is proud of her mother, which I'm not mad at that. I'm happy for her too. I wonder if you can tell us more exactly what happened back then, Dr. Gory. Think of it as like, you know, like you out there talking to you about your mother. You know, your mom could. Dang, okay. It's instant. The professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Barclay Prison's execution chamber and signed a certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama's the best coroner in the world, you know. I was so proud of her. I will say that she is the best coroner out there. She is definitely the best one. The execution didn't actually take place. No, and worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak. I didn't want to know. Oh dear, you found out recently, you mean? I believed in her, my mama, but now I wonder if I'm starting to down the same path as her. You mean because you omitted the time of death on this autopsy report? But that's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it. Just like Mama, I'm sure she was coerced by somebody, too. Get that man out here, bro! This man out here trying to omit supports and all that reports and autopsy reports, man. What are we doing here, bro? What's Gregson did? If Gregson did it, then hey, run my fade on him, bro. Let me run my fade on him. Yes, that's my feeling as well. There's no doubt that there were powerful forces at play 10 years ago. Execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it. Obviously, the prison governor might have been in on it as well. The big man with the little handcuffs? According to what he told us, he was tricked by the chief warder. He says he knows nothing about it. Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing. Just who was behind the jailbreak all those years ago? I mean, she's being honest. I feel like she's being honest because I mean, she got nothing to lose. She's less likely to lie about something. Unless it's that with her mama, and even then, she just admitted that her mama was, you know, some nonsense. You mentioned the autopsy report of Clint Van Seeks. It was at that time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual. I'm still not in the practice that's observed in our country even now. It turns out that he was the professor's final victim. Excuse me, I had to burp. When the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as a secondary assistant. So who was the main assistant? Hold on, y'all give me a second. That's the question that we need to know. Who's the main assistant? That's what we need to know. Immediately, that's what we need to know. Y'all give me a second, I'll be right back. There we go. And let me make sure that no one had sent a text before I do a thing. I bet. Sorry, I had to get back and do a thing. Alright, perfect. The person leading the procedure was called Dr. John H. Wilson. So Iris's father. Okay. That's right, my daddy. There was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East. I'm assuming that would be Dr. Mikatobo? Or Mikatoba? Wait, a visiting student? It must have been my father, Eugen Mikatoba. I had no idea that Professor Mikatoba had been involved in something so important. But the outcome of the historic autopsy was the discovery of the vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the professor. So that's how they came to identify Gitcha Sogi as the infamous mass murderer. Do you happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us more? Would you like to see the records for yourself? What? Would that be alright? What's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're filled under V at the back of the cupboard with the other records for the last decade. Thank you! Let's see. Fanziques. That's strange. What, Miss Naruhodo? They aren't here. There's nothing under Fanziques. There must be. Perhaps somebody took them away? No one's allowed to take documents related to the professor case out of this room. But you're right, they're gone. Well, when's the last time that anyone looked at them, do you remember? It was... oh yes, I remember now. It was 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day, saying that he'd like to see the records. No, you don't mean... Sherlock Holmes was his name. Get that man Sherlock Holmes back here too! Get them both out here! What are they doing? Get them both out here immediately! Deep down, I knew that was coming. Do you think He stole the records? Oh no, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it? Iris? Get that man immediately. Runo? I hope you don't mind, but... What is it, Iris? I just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm gonna have to leave you now. Your eyes up, aren't you? Your heart is up, aren't you? You instantly have to go now when something happens. Yeah, you got some... Yeah, you... Go ahead. Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then. Oh, no, there's no need. You and Reno can take your time here. Bye for now then. Good luck. Wait a minute, little girl. Huh, me? I remember now. You've been here before, haven't you? Get caught. Have you, Iris? Yes, 2 years ago, when a detective came. Congratulations. You kinda got outplayed by Gory. She just was like thinking about it. You were with him, weren't you? You were a living specimen then too. That's the way it usually works, yes. Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry. But I have the mustache. Wait, Iris! I brought pie for you when you get home. Dang, she just be teleporting fast, like dang. What's the matter with her? She's behaving really strange all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer either. It's been quite a while since I had any visitors. This was really fun. Next time you come, I'd prefer if you were ready for dissection. I can't make any promises, sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Fed 6's autopsy had disappeared. But I think we've asked all we came to ask now. So they just said, yeah, nah. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Man, take me to the show suite, nah, let me in there. Let me see. Oh, no one's here? Where they at? Where's she at? Look, where's she at? Where's the evidence? Where's she at? Is she gone out there? Tell me where she at. Okay, maybe she's passing the street roof. Like, where's she at? Tell me, where's she at? The police are still busily investigating in here then. But Jada's nowhere to be seen. Where is she? Yes, it's been blissfully quiet, hasn't it? Perhaps she's out investigating on her own. Perhaps it's what her boss taught her. Well, I expect she'll be back before too long. Shall we wait? Actually? There's something different about this room since the last time we were here. We could always use the time to investigate more thoroughly. I'm using the bathroom, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a quiet little second. I shall be back. Give me a second. Alright, we should be get back. My bad. But yeah, my level messed up. Alright, but yeah, my level messed up. Okay, make sure. Alright, good. We're balling. Alright. Let's keep it going though, but we need to examine a lot of stuff here. So last thing, you. This little trunk wasn't here before, was it? Oh, it appears to be made of metal. It must be very heavy. I wonder to whom it belongs. There's some initials on the outside of it. Look, TG. Tobias Gregson, I'm assuming, but yeah, it might be. Okay, that might be Tobias Gregson's thing. Until further noticed, yeah, Tobias Gregson's. Yeah, that's Tobias Gregson's. Alright. That's one of the policemen, if they know how it came to be here. Ooh. What do you think you're doing? That's my trunk. That is, it ends off. Gina. But where were you hiding? I don't know. You leave something unattended for a few seconds and every time, you know, an airy got his greedy hands on it. Wild guess, Cheetah, but what? Spit it out, Odo. Is it fair to say that you've only owned this truck since this morning's trial? What? What are you trying to say? That's Tobias Gregson's and you're using it. Come on, this truck goes with me everywhere. Always has. Where have you been the last year? Trying not to incur your wrath, mainly. By the way, it catches your eye as soon as you enter the room, doesn't it? It's such a bright color, it certainly makes an impression, yes. They can't possibly commit any crimes, can they? I mean, the redheads stand out like a sore thumb. I'm afraid with our jet black Japanese hair, we stand out almost as much here in London. I suppose that's true. You mustn't think of committing any crimes, Mr. Naruhodo. I wasn't! Okay, we're good. Just... Hey, can I ask you about, this hairpiece, though? Like, do you know how it came to be? Like, you never heard about it, seen about it before? What do you make of this? What is that, evidence? What's up, not about what happened here? Well, technically, yes, but, no, not exactly. Okay. And another question. Why did you just get the... Like, don't you have your dog still? Like, can't you let your dog, I don't know, sniff some crime and stuff? Like, I don't know. They could have sniffed about a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, like... Sniff who the gun is. Oh, yeah, whose gun does this belong to? Unless they're going to use the handprints or something. You get that then. Then what about the red hairpiece? Let their dog go out there. Let them sniff that. See, let them see who probably had it. No, stuff like that. Hold on, there we go. Alright. Let's just converse. Let's talk about your boss, shall we? You should hear them. They're talking at the yard now. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're saying that it was the boss who killed all them bludgers. Ah, you mean the whole Reaper thing? Yeah. Apparently the boss was investigating stuff that no one else in the yard knew nothing about. Something to do with all them criminals what got off scot-free. Yes, the ones prosecuted by Lord Van Zieks, who used robbery and corruption to evade conviction. Well, then obviously, it was that bloomin' Reaper giving the orders, weren't it? But why would people start suspecting Inspector Gregson of being involved in the killings? There's a notebook in his office. Oh no, this doesn't sound good. It all details all the crimes that had been pegged as the Reaper's work. What? No, did you see it, Gina? Did you see that notebook? They wouldn't flamin' let me, because I'm just an apprentice apparently. But it was me who found it. He was my boss. I mean, you're not lying about that. If you found it, you should be able to look at the evidence. I'm just keeping it a stack. You probably should be able to look at evidence. They kind of generated it out. That's right. At least you did, should have. I was pretty miffed about it, so I sneaked a peek at what it said anyway. Oh, that's Arjita. There you go. Hey, tell us about that sneaker notebook. Yeah. So you managed to see what was inside, or written inside, you know, Gregson's secret notebook anyway, did you? Way I see it, it's my right to read what he wrote. Hey, you're not lying. I mean, you're technically like his daughter if he had a daughter. And what did he written, Gina? Dates, times, and places, names, an old long list of them. All details about the bludgers supposed to have been done in by the Reaper. But there could be an explanation for that. Perhaps there was a record of the inspector's investigations into the Reaper's activities. Exactly, that's what I said. It's the first thing you think of, right? And it happens it was full of names I recognized anyway. Well, the Reaper's targets were almost exclusively known leaders of London's criminal underworld. Well, yeah, but there was one name right at the end that was a bit odd. At the end of the list, you mean? I'm pretty sure the date against it was 31st of October. Oh, the day before the inspector was found dead. So, what was the odd name? It weren't like a name I've seen before. It was something like, Nah, it's no good. I can't remember. Oh, think it was the English name anyway. Put it that way. Okay. So there's 4 people it could have been then. It could have been a Japanese name because it says not English name. So it could have been Sosaki Natsume, it could have been Jigoku, or it could have been Yujin Mikotobo or Mikotoba. But I feel like if she knew that, she would have said a last name was with Mikotoba. So I don't think it would have been Yujin. So yeah, Yujin, nah, I gotta get out the way with that one, baby. So I would probably say him, or it'll be Sosaki Natsume. But honestly, my fair chance of saying that it has something to do with him, maybe. Or any other Japanese man that we know about that we don't know in general. Or maybe it could have been the other guy that's in jail. I don't really know at this point. I wouldn't know. Oh dear, what a pity. There's something else. I don't know if it matters, but the same name kept coming over and over. Shin, it was. Don't suppose it means anything, but... Did you say Shin? Eh? What? It does mean something? However, Zeke's knew the name too. He mentioned her as well. The woman who actually did the deeds. And now we find out her name appeared in Gregson's secret notebook. We haven't seen you for a while, have we, Gina? Well, of course not. I've been busy, ain't I? Investigating that. The lads at the yard are trying to trace the boss's movements the day before it happened. The day before? That would be undercover investigation into the Red-Headed League, then. Only the boss didn't go, did he? You found some cove was trying to be him, did you, Odo? Yeah. Yes, it was Mr. Vigil who actually went to the park on Lime Street that day, posing as Gregson. Well, anyway, you ain't the only one turning stuff up. I got my own ways of getting results. When me and my partner get together, there's nothing we can't track down. Oh, little Toby, he's such a faithful friend. So, have you tracked anything down then? What do you think, eh? Of course we have. Can't tell you though, police business, ain't it? Anyway, the point is, if you not ever need any help, you know who to turn to, right? Me and the Hound here. Right, because he looks oh so you know what-ish. Honest. Jada, about your Hound there. Chief Inspector Toby, you mean? He's the pride of the force, he is. In Japanese, police dog means something quite different, and not altogether nice to those involved in crime. But here in Britain, it's a wonderful compliment, it seems, for a canine at least. It should be. After all, in the Great Submission case the other day, it was Toby here who managed to locate Trevor's workshop. Maybe it's time for another demonstration of what the super dog can do, eh? Do you have something that the Chief Inspector could send up? Hey yo, what about this hairpiece then? Well, Chief Inspector Toby, if you wouldn't mind having a sniff of this. He might have a little too keen. Don't you think? I mean, that dog said, nah, bro. Let me get a sniff of that. That dog said, let me get a sniff of that. The Chief Inspector made short work of Gina there. Said, nah, let me talk to you. Oh. The trunk. Ah, look where he's gone to. Oh my, that trunk clearly still has a very strong scent. Of Inspector Gregson. In other words, it must have belonged to him. Oh, alright, it's a fair cop, I suppose. And he nearly got away with it too. You always talk so proudly of Chief Inspector Toby's nose and what it can achieve. Did not cross your mind that he might identify something that was right next to us? Yeah, that was a bit of a bloomer, weren't it? That's enough now, then, Gina. Eh? I think it's time you told us the truth about that trunk. It weren't like that. It just weren't. What are you talking about? I know what's going on in that head of yours, but that ain't what happened. Alright then, what did happen? Well, like I said before, we were trying to trace the boss's movements. So I let Toby here have a whiff of the boss's overcoat. And as soon as I had done that, it went off like a shot. Straight to that sandwich. To a sandwich, not a bag of chips. Mr. Naruhodo, I believe Gina means the witness sandwich. You know the guy named Beppo? The guy who probably looked like him? Oh, I forgot about that sandwich. Yeah, and he had it in it between them wooden boards of his, the boss's trunk. You mean when they heard the sound like a gunshot all piled in here? Exactly. He nabbed it from the scene. Goodness. Me and the Chief Inspector gave that sandwich a good grilling. You know what he said? I thought it might fetch a good price and that chap wouldn't be needing it anymore, so... But that's all I did, nothing more, nothing less. Would you rather eat the cheek of it? Eh? Still the dead boss's stuff to flog. So Miss Venus wasn't the only meddle with the scene of the crime then. How could they? So anyway, that's how it happened. It was a pretty decent truck, so I figured I might as well make use of it. Is there something wrong with that? Eh? Well, I didn't say there was something wrong with that, but I mean, like, it would be nice that you told the truth earlier. Maybe you and Mr. Sandwich should have tried to find the answer to that question together. But honestly, it's not his anyway, so hey, that's how come to be the same to yours. I think perhaps the truck should be turned over to the police, don't you? What are you talking about? I am the police. Yeah, you are the police, but you need to give it out there and do that for evidence. Gina, if you wouldn't mind, could we maybe examine it? Yeah, alright then. Do what you want with it. Thank you. We shall make a detailed record of our examination. What's the matter with Toby? Why is he acting so aggressively towards me all of a sudden? No, hold up, be careful. It must be the trunk. Hey, yo, relax. Hey, yo, hop off. What are you doing? Tell me, Oi, what are you doing? You're gonna lick his face off. Naruto! Mr. Naruto! Gina, quickly, hail a carriage. What'd I do? What'd I do? I didn't do nothing. I just went out there to look at the thing. Dang, bro, what'd I do? Oh, Mr. Naruto, are you alright? No, I'm about to die. Nah, I'm looking at this thing. Let me look at this. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk there? It's going right through the leather and into the metal behind it. Gosh, for a metal chest like that to have been so badly damaged, whatever made that gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. Excuse me, I wonder how it happened. And blood. Look at that dark stain here. Do you think... Yes, I'm afraid so. I think it's blood. I knew you were going to say that. So that presumably means that this was present at this scene when Inspector Gregson was killed. It's the most logical conclusion, yes. I think Gina's been carrying this around with her. If you didn't know any better, I suppose it does look like grease stains from all the fishing ships. Okay, yeah. We need the key to this. Let's have a look inside. Oh, where does it open? Look, there's something inside. Ooh, let's see. It appears to be a passport authorizing him to travel overseas. Was Inspector Gregson about to go on a trip aboard then? Perhaps the date of departure might tell us something that was... Oh, what is it? It's a travel for the 31st of October, just one day before the incident. What? Really? Gregson went to France the day before his body was discovered? Alright. Alright, so why is Gregson passport number of ACD0522? Departure within 1 week for 31st of October. Destination was the Dunkirk of France. For travel, police business, permission for an applicant, and one additional person to travel. Which would have been, the baby girl. What was this one? What was the date of this one? Okay, September 11th. The 11th, September of 11th. Well, 11th of September. And the 1st of November to... Okay, the 1st of November. Wait a minute. It's always the 1st of November. The 1st of November. The 31st of the October. That gotta be like some little weird coincidence or weird link together. Because this is the 31st of October. The other one is the 1st of November. That gotta be some kind of coincided stuff with it. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. I'ma keep it a stack. That's kind of crazy. That's me. Miss Susato. Conscious again at last. A blessed relief, my dear fellow. You come here, let me talk to you. Gregson, now you got no time. What happened to Gregson? Why you out here capping for the camera? Why you capping too much? You took that evidence. Where that evidence, big fella? Let me talk to you and let me talk to the other girl. Y'all both know some evidence I don't know about. I got the ground and I'm like, get over here. Let me talk to you real quick. After all, to drop dead after a moderate licking by a small terrier, most unseemingly. What is or isn't seemingly is irrelevant here, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah, please get him. I'm so glad there isn't lasting damage. How are you feeling? I'm fine, thank you. Did you bring me back here? Ah, what's on my mind? A bandage? Sadly, we had no ice, so that's a compress of sugar water. Sugar water? Don't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a first aid treatment that my father taught me. Oh, thank you. So, let us take tea when you're feeling up to it. But of course, no sugar in the patient's cup. The bump on my head is throbbing sweetly. Enough, don't worry. It's terrible. Wanna text me with something? Give me a second. Someone said that there's like a trophy here, so give me a second. Is there a trophy here or something? Someone said there's like a trophy here. Or did I kind of pass that one? Oh, there he is. She's right here. Perfect. Let me talk to you. Gina, I'm really sorry. It's theft, isn't it? If you asked me years ago, the cops could go hang for all I care. But we gotta have police, ain't we? To catch the bludgers. So us divers can go back about our business in peace. Wait, sorry? I don't think I heard that properly. He said he's gonna teach me everything I need to know to be a detective. All he got around to showing me is where the best flaming fish and chip shops are. Actually, that reminds me. Gregson said he was supposed to be going to Paris in the near future, didn't he? Something wrong? Oh, no. I'm sure I'm reading too much into things. It's just that the timing seems very coincidental. I agree. You know, the boss acted a bit strange recently, like he was always in a rush. The best chips in town. Now we can go back. We can go back. We can go back. Because someone told me that's achievement apparently. What do I say, man? What do I say? We're here. And then we got Mr. Sholmes over here like, ladies and gentlemen, like, thanks for your concern, Mr. Sholmes. My dear fellow, think nothing of it. I must say I was quite startled when I heard that you have been attacked by a dog. For a moment I feared the infamous murderer of so many had come back from the dead. You mean the professor? Fortunately, I see your prized throat is unscathed. That stiff, turned-up collar of yours obviously afforded some welcome protection. Was I that close to death? All I remember is the dog licking my face over and over and over and over again. Well, if you wish to avoid such troubles in the future, a little mustard spread on the cheeks should do the trick. I should think that would balance the sweetness of your bandage rather splendidly. Thank you, sir. I'm going down to your suite, man. Get me out of here. 2nd of November, Show Suite. What the heck is the body doing here? What is we doing? Did y'all hide the body? What are we doing? Hey, get this music out! What on earth is going on in here, bro? Get this music out! Am I having a bad dream or something? Ah, no! It's an old German folk song! Rather a fine rendition, I think. Brother, turn that thing off! I'm not trying to get copyright strike! That's the least of my concerns. No, that's the most of my concerns. Delete that thing! I don't want that song cooking me up. Iris. Iris, what's the matter? Iris, if you don't tell me right now! Who is that sprawling that relaxed gentleman over there? Iris, is she even listening? Excuse me, sir. I do apologize for troubling you whilst you're singing so merrily, but would you be so kind enough to explain the situation? Well, that worked. A crooning gentleman and a mute young girl. A rather tantalizing juxtaposition. And one that appears to have incited the gods of deduction within me to find their voices too. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... The strains of reasoning within me are playing now as a delightful duet. One melody sings of a reunion full of nostalgia, whilst the other is a morose theme about the great secret you're trying to so desperately conceal, Iris. She's turned as white as a sheet. She looks the exact same as always. So as usual, you've instantly seen the very heart of the matter. And by the time my own brief performance is over, I feel sure this gentleman's song will reach its finale. I'm about to say the final finale, but hey, might as well be at this point. So then, to Music Land, where all is sweetness and delicacy and harmony. Pray, do enjoy Herlock Sholmes' latest logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, so what we're doing, chat, is we're going to read in my regular voice for this one. We're going to read in my regular voice here. Alright, let me talk in my regular voice real quick. Firstly, we considered the gentleman's nationality. Clearly, he's a German with no grasp of the English language. It's evidenced by the Germanic song he sings and his apparent inability to understand what as to desist. So, why is the man here at all? In such apparently high spirits? Actually, it could be Yuji Mikotoba, honestly. Now that I think about it, it could be Mikotoba, Yuji Mikotoba, actually. Because that man got the mustache. Because look. Because that man got that mustache. Yeah, that's Yuji Mikotoba, that's Yuji Mikotoba. I'm sorry. I said it was Gregson. But yeah, nah, that's Yuji Mikotoba. Definitely is. Definitely is. So why is the man here at all in such high spirits? The answer, of course, Iris, is clearly known to you. She looked over there for something. Indeed, we need only follow the gaze of the bright young eyes to unravel that particular part of the mystery. The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the herbal tea. You obviously offered our German guest a cup of your latest herbal blend. The tea's delectable flavor has made the man's spirit soar, resulted in this joyful ditty tumbling incessantly from his lips. I eagerly await sampling the flavor myself, that I may join the fellow in this state of elation. Now to the next question. What exactly is this gentleman availing himself so thoroughly of the settee? As happens a number of years ago now, certain gentlemen of the German origin engaged my services in solving a particularly delicate case. It required the retrieval of letters once sent to an acquaintance that might have proved problematic. In order to conceal his noble identity, he also arrived at the office in a mask. The gentleman's name was Wilhelm Grotesrech, Sixamond, von Ormiston. Ain't that the little kid? The kid? The King of Germany. If my memory serves, the mask worn by this gentleman is identical. That's... Dude. Here, there can be no question that mask belongs to King of Germany. Bro, no, that belongs to Cosmo. What the heck is this dude been smoking on the rock for? It appeared that His Majesty remembers the fine service I afforded him. It's desired to show his face again, mask and all, in order to express his gratitude. A well-mannered monarch, indeed. Would you agree, my dear fellow? She's like, I don't know what this man's talking about. The identity of this masked visitor is in fact my former client, the King of Germany. Indeed, his son is currently in London as well, to learn the wonders of the Great Exhibition. That look like Eugene Mikatoba, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know at this point. Alright, which leaves us one remaining imponderable... Oh, one remaining imponderable, I don't know. Yes, you, young Iris. But your apparently inexplicable silence is unable to hide the truth. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that knapsack. A 5-pound note, I believe. I must say, as your compatriot, I am deeply saddened. It would appear that you've allowed yourself to be bribed into silence by His Royal Highness, earning yourself some money in exchange for keeping quiet about the king's secret. And now, the final piece of the puzzle. What is the secret you strive to hide with your silence, Iris? Ah yes, we need to only follow that brief involuntary twitch of your eyes to find the answer. You were tempted to abscond with the coffee cup. My favorite coffee cup, in fact. Or should I say the handle of my favorite coffee cup. It appeared that His high-spirited highness broke it in the midst of his high jinks. She started like, which leads us to the sad truth. My favorite coffee cup has been broken by the King of Germany. Iris, you tried to conceal it from me. I shall have a bill sent to via the government channels to the German royal family for his replacement. And there you go, I'll let that be talked about. Thus conclude Airlock Shell scratched the touch of his painful puzzle. His face said, nah, I give up. Nah, he gave up. Dang, he said, nah, bro, I had enough. With your silence as well, the fellow's jovial warbling rather rings in the ears, does it not? Mr. Sholmes, I must say something does rather trouble me. Pray, Mr. Sato, do tell. His Royal Highness doesn't appear to have moved a muscle since we've arrived. Ah! And you haven't said a word either, Iris. If Mr. Sholmes has it all right, you might as well own up to it now. Your reasoning isn't entirely without substance, I must admit. And one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. And another grievance, Mr. Naruhodo? Surely not. Well, I actually read the story of the case recently, the one you're describing. According to that, at least, it wasn't the King of Germany. It was the King of Bohemia. Oh, that's nothing. It's the King of Bohemia, too. Goodness, was it? Yes, that's quite true. Master Gotts, the prince, testified to that in the court. And there you go. That was going to say, Gotts. His words, I've come to see the Great Exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. Yep, that's very true. Cause I was gonna say Germany, I'm gonna say, wait, there's a king in Germany? I thought it was, Bohemia, but I was kinda like, you know what, I'm gonna shut up. Maybe I forgot about it, but no, I was right. I would ask you to keep that minor error to yourselves. It could easily become quite a scandal. Quite a scandal. I believe Mr. Naruhodo has our turn to make some corrections to a number of minor errors that might have slipped in. Yes, even Mr. Sholmes is willing to admit he might make a slight wide of the mark this time, though it's clear that our stitch definitely hides something. We need to find out the truth behind this mysterious scene. But what truth is incontrovertible? My favorite coffee cup is no more. So, shall we embark again on a joint presentation of Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular? Let's cook. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Let me cook. Let me cook. Yeah, we don't have to read that. We don't have to read that. We don't have to read that. I'm gonna skip to that because we don't need to read that. Alright, there we go. The herbal tea. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna skip a little bit through it because if I see it, we're not gonna read that same thing again. So, what? So what? It's some mix of herbs that give you the urge to sing? There you go. Goodness, I should like to try some. And I'd like to hear you singing. But this man, just how long does he intend to keep up with the tune, do you suppose? As I said, he's been stock still the entire time. If you look closely, his lips aren't moving either. Ah, so I'm not sure what actually is responsible for the spirited singing. I suspect that the answer lies at the end of Iris' gaze. There's the mask. Oh. Maybe we can go out there and press the grab phone. Let me talk to you. The reason for the man's mildly irritating warbling is revealed by the gramophone. Indeed, for no well-bred gentleman would break into an obscure folk song for making a social call. In other words, this gentleman isn't singing at all. In fact, it would appear that the fellow is unconscious. Turn it off. Ah, the music seems to have stopped now. Thank goodness. I ask you, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Why would I have purchased a recording of that gibberish? How should I know? You're the one playing that garbage. Sorry. Actually, you know what? So I can't say garbage. My bad. My apologies. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to any people in Germany that might be offended. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be playing it in the middle of an Ace Attorney game like that unless it dealt with the crime at hand. That's just me. Well, never mind. On the net with another deduction. Yeah, okay, we got that. And he still think it's the he still thinks it's the King of Germany. He still thinks King of Germany instead of Bohemia. No, the mask belongs to Cosma. Although we've already established that it was actually the King of Bohemia, it seems Mr. Sholmes intends to persist with this Germany theory for some reason. Come to think of it, the young prince was wearing a mask as well, wasn't he? Master Gotts, the boy whom you had in tears? Don't remind me, or anyone else. Do you suppose all members of the aristocracy of mainland Europe wear masks? I'm sure they do. Well, probably anyway. The point is, that mask doesn't belong to any king. No, that's right. That's what we all know, because we can identify the true owner of this mask.
Take that!
Cosmosoki. Let me talk to you. Yes, there can be no question. That mask belongs to Cosmosoki. In other words, my memory is sublimely unreliable. Indeed it is. Only you could try to make that sound positive. Let me talk to you though. Say, let me talk to you. Cosmo's mask has been languishing on this metal chest for several days. Yes. That doesn't explain why the gentleman is wearing it now. But it's now simply a matter to determine our guest's true identity. After all, the gentleman is unconscious. We can only excuse ourselves in advance. Gently lift the mask and peer beneath it. I don't believe it. Father. I'm afraid, Mrs. Sato, you must be mistaken. No, I think not, Mr. Sholmes. Shut up. Then it would appear our logic and reasoning has once again revealed the truth. This mysterious visitor is my unconscious father, Eugen Mikotoba. Logic and reasoning? Or just looking and saying? Indeed. There you go. Alright, let's go. Okay, yep, we can just skip this part. And they talk about the knapsack. So that's a found 5-pound note poking out of Iris's knapsack, is it? Oh dear, I can't be sure. Most money that we've encountered is in coin form. I know, I'm not even sure if we've seen any banknotes here in Britain at all, have we? But anyway, Father would have never had paid money for Iris's silence. He certainly seems to like silent type of cipher, though, judging by his present state. There's some other reason for Iris's silence, I suppose. Perhaps what Iris is trying so hard not to give away with her eyes is something completely entirely different. So is it this baby? Hold up. This metal chest? It contains important documents, doesn't it? Yes. Yes. Details of all the cases Mr. Sholmes had worked on over the years. Written up by Iris's father, if I'm remembering correctly. Iris insists that the chest is kept locked at all times. She never once showed me inside. Well, its contents are invaluable to her, I suppose, and entirely irreplaceable, but look at it now. The catch is unlocked for once. So it is! That's hard to ignore. Very. I've never seen that chest unlocked before, and all the time we've been staying here at Baker Street. Get that here. Let's go. Yes, the reason for your muteness is concealed inside that metal chest. An excellent observation, for upon closer inspection, there is something different about the chest appearance. It's kept locked at all times, yet now the catch is open. Evidently, this has something to do with your refusal to speak, Iris. But it's a simple enough matter to incite you to speak, I'm sure. I merely need to open this. Oh, I merely need to open this chest. I think he was trying to say Sholmes here. Here we go. Said, no, Hurley, don't. Dang. Oh, that's what happened. But Mr. Sholmes, Hurley. Why'd you do that? He's dead. Okay, we have 2 dead bodies. Never. Oh, Hurley, I told you not to open it. Ah, so you found your voice now, Iris. Ah. In other words, what just happened clearly reveals what the truth here. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is... It's somewhat different to the usual dance introduction you perform with the shows, isn't it? Well, he's left me alone in the ballroom floor, so I'm gonna have to dance this next part solo. Anyway, I need to get to the bottom of this for my own peace of mind. Well, then ours isn't usually the silent type, so... You mean you don't actually know the answer yet? Despite knowing off the point of figure? Sado, sometimes a man needs to point his finger first and think later. Oh, well, if you say so. I think we better examine Iris more closely and try to rescue the situation then. Hey, what's with that key though? What's with that key though? Let me talk about that. That's a key she's holding, look. I'm sure that wasn't in her hand before, was it? No, you're quite right. It appears as if it was by magic. That's strange. A big old iron key? Where did it materialize from? Probably the key though, but like I'm looking at that thing right there, I'm like, what the heck? Okay, yeah, just get the key.
Take that!
I'm talking to you though. Yes, the real reason for your silence until now is that key behind your back. Ah. When Mr. Jones was thrown in the air before. Just before you called out to try to stop him, you slipped something out of your mouth. That something is the key now in your hand. No doubt that the key to the chest. You're so clever, Runo. Of course I am. So now it becomes clear. Thanks to Mr. Shob's graphic demonstration, we can well imagine what happened here. But, and I'm talking to you, President Katoba also opened that metal chest only to be punched in the air and land sprawled on the settee. But wait, that doesn't explain all the facts. What about the stylish scarf and the cup of tea? And above all, why would he be wearing Kazuma-sama's mask? Well, for those curious details, I can think of only one explanation. Clearly an unbelievable miracle took place in this room. Isn't that right, Iris? Hey, he had what the yeah. Sort of how the room was arranged before the painful experience took place. When Professor Mikatoba opened the chest, completely unaware of what awaited him. The mask was flung in the air just as he was, only to land neatly on his face when it fell back down. And the cup of tea journeyed in the air with cause of Professor. I'm sorry, that one just sounds out of context and out of place. You mean to say the stylish scarf? It's actually just a tablecloth. This is the great detective's office, after all, a place of miraculous deductions. Would you expect anything less? Yes, you're right. It happened exactly as you said. Brilliant, Runo. Hey, that concludes Ryunosuke Naruhodo's great deduction of this punchy puzzle. Yes, sir. So then, why don't I make a fresh pot of tea for us all?
Objection!
Not so fast! An admirable performance, Mr. Naruhodo, but let me cook real quick. This man is always here for no reason. Get this man out. But in the final act of the show there, you rather missed everything of importance. Mr. Shobes, if you would cast your mind back to my earlier deduction, Iris, clearly you're hiding a great secret. Ah, she is? From the look of her face. Mr. Shobes must be right. Whatever that great secret is, the cat isn't out of the bag yet. So I put it to you again. You are tempted abscond with that coffee cup. It's really a shame about Mr. Sholmes' cup. It must have mismatched when Professor Makatoba opened the chest. Oh dear, so many things seem to have been broken here. Now that the deduction has been taken to a different direction, Iris doesn't seem to be trying to hide the broken cup anymore. In other words, her great secret is something else. Let's put our observation skills together. Work one more time. Just a coffee cup here. If we could, I don't know. What else could, I'm trying to think. If we go here, we're gonna get punched. Do we need to examine the knapsack or something? Do we examine the knapsack? Surely this time, at last, the knapsack is going to be the answer. I'm really not sure why you're so intent on showing Iris's bag to be complicit in this events. Because it's a sizable bag, big enough to carry things around, Mr. Naruhodo. That's what bags are for. So, the knapsack might never see the limelight, you mean? I really wouldn't like to say. Anything on the back of your head, you know what I'm saying? Look around. Oh, wow, perfect! That's what I was trying to find. But, let's, cook up.
Take that!
Now, if I need to actually examine them, I look stupid. You were tempted to abscond with that case file. Iris, as you know very well, nothing escapes the attention of a great detective. Oh no. Cook. We visited Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory earlier today, and Dr. Gorey informed us that the autopsy report of Clint Van Zeeks had gone missing. Clint Van Zeeks? Yes, I do seem to recall that some years ago I asked to see the report in question. You were with me, weren't you, Iris? Oh, hit with that. You mean, it was you, Iris. So those papers you have there are... I'm sorry. Just like, forgive me! Hey, it's okay though. But yeah, we got that. Checkmate. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna need the reports. And all the cases are solved. Deduction complete. Elementary. Yes, sir! We got that evidence! Yes, go! Give me that. In truth, I would like to have thought I could have predicted the booby-trapped chest. But it caught me completely off guard. I was very nearly the late consulting detective Herlock Sholmes. I'm sorry, Hurley. So you mean, this auto report really is? Yes, I took it from the lab, even though I knew it was very important. Was there something in it that troubled you, Iris? Not exactly something that troubled me. Something I'd been looking for. When I saw this report, when I saw the writing in it, I knew it was Daddy's. So you just wanted something to remind you of him? I mean, if that's the case, why didn't you just tell us? Like, bro, I don't mind. If you needed to know it because you wanted to know about your dad, go for it. I ain't that big bad about it. The writing? Your father's writing? What do you really mean? Okay, I'm getting this water and then we're good. I guess whenever we Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Iris? It must be something that's hard for her to talk about. Forgive me for interrupting, my dear fellows. Shumps, what is it? I feel as though the poor unconscious gentleman on the settee has been somewhat forgotten. The father. Perhaps we should find our guest somewhere more peaceful to rest. Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah? Would you be so kind to lend him your bed? We must do our very best to make him comfortable, I feel. Oh, yes, of course. I'll help you carry him up. So will I. No, I can manage alone, thank you. We have tea to enjoy. We wouldn't want to Iris bruise the stew. I guess that's fair. Because there's no better way to make the professor comfortable than dragging him upstairs like a trunk. I wonder, perhaps that was deliberate. Maybe Mr. Sholmes is making some scars to give Iris some time to talk more freely. It's just an opportunity to talk with Iris and find out what's going on. Okay, let's talk. Oh. Would you like to tell us about Iris? About your father? I'm sure I told you before, didn't I? That Daddy used to be Hurley's partner. Yes. And that note, all about the cases that they solved together, are kept inside that metal chest. That's right. Hurley told me, you see. He said that Daddy's somewhere far away now, so we can't meet. That's one way of describing it. That's very different way of describing it. Then, when I secretly unlocked the chest and read through the papers inside, started to build up a picture in my head of what Daddy must be like. Well, that's only natural. You're just like any other girl your age. Yeah, honestly, that's fair though. You wanna know what your dad looks like? I would do the same too, if I didn't know about him. I read that Daddy was a professor of medical science, so I studied, took my degree too. Well, that's only natural, I suppose. I mean, you really just want to be like your dad. In that respect, you're not quite like any other girl of your age, though. But there was one thing that I could never find out. Daddy's name. Ah, his name wasn't anywhere on the notes that he made about his work with Hurley. But then one day, that's what happened, is it? When you saw this autopsy report, you finally managed to work it out. Is that right? Yes. So it was the handwriting in the report that caught her eye. Okay, go ahead. When I saw the writing on the report, I could hardly believe it. I know that handwriting. I thought to myself, because it was the same handwriting you'd seen on your father's case notes. Exactly. I was desperate to compare the two properly, need to see them side by side. I asked the doctor in the laboratory, but I was told I couldn't take the report away. And even worse, I was told that was the first and last time we'd be allowed to look at there. So you decided to steal it, and I know I said it all wrong, but it's crazy. Just got my first hacky dobby alongside Rico. Hey man, look man, hey, you got that Vortex, look. I know that he got Dobby too, so hey, y'all both got straight Dobby. So have fun with that. But how you doing? So you decided to steal it though. When I compared the autopsy report with the case notes I had here, there was no doubt. The handwriting was exactly the same. It was Daddy's. And the signature of the coroner at the bottom of the autopsy report read, Dr. John H. Wilson. So that's how I finally found out. I learned Daddy's name at last. I see. Ever since then, I called myself Iris Wilson. And that's also when I had the brilliant idea. The Dobby had Ranking tech moves in 4 different people. Hey, that sounds like an amazing game. That sounds like an amazing game. I'm writing stories all about Daddy's exciting times with Hurley. That's these there. I decided there and then that I'd write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Iris, I had no idea the stories had quite such a deep personal significance for you. I can see why the autopsy report was so important to her now. And why she was prepared to break the law to get her hands on it. Yeah, it sounds like a pain and it sounds fun. Hell, I can't say nothing. I saw Assault Your Rock out there boxing me, so I can't say nothing. So I can't say nothing about that. Must apologize, Iris. Wait, is that Sholmes saying that, or is that October saying that? Oh, Sholmes. This is really all my fault. Hurley, I made a promise, you see, that until the time was right, I'd keep the details about your father a secret. I know. I've been very naughty. I'll take the autopsy report back to Dr. Gorey and apologize, I promise. Yes, we'll go together, I think. Then, let me look after it for you until we get there. There we go. Let me look at it. Let me look at the report. We got a passport because I'm not gonna lie. 2 people are suspicious of me, and I'm gonna beat the dog out them when I get a chance. Okay, Clint Van Zeeks is male. He's 33. He's British nationality. Makes sense. Quarter was John H. Wilson. Makes sense. The time of death was 31st of May. Makes sense. Between 9 p.m. and midnight. Okay. Death from a single stab wound from the heart. Other superficial external wounds. Indicative of a duel. Additionally, recent scarlet ink stains visible on the little and ring finger of the right hand, but no document and corresponding ink was found. Autopsy finding vital evidence recovered from the victim's stomach during autopsy. Credit to Inspector Gregson for petitioning so doggedly for the autopsy procedure. No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body. Okay, good enough, good enough. Because we might need that for the case at hand. I must go and water my herbs, I think. I'll see you all later. Good to know. Poor Iris. She must be feeling awful. Mr. Sholmes is here for her, but still. Ah! What? What? How? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes? Oh, dear me! So, you've noticed, I see. I was about to say, wait, what did my brain try to say? But, that would mean... What on earth's the matter, Susato? You turned as white as a sheet. This is autopsy report, Miss Naruhodo. The one from 10 years ago. The writing isn't Dr. Wilson's at all. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, look at this. Yeah, it looks the exact same like the others. Like this right here. Looks almost the same as this one right here. It looks like daggone Gory's. And she's like 19 years old. Unless it was Courtney Sides or something. What the heck going on? Huh? Well, what do you mean? How could you possibly know that? Because I know this writing very well. This writing is my father's, so Yuji Mikitoba made... Wait a minute though. What the heck? What? Professor Mikitoba's? Indeed, it's true. And now you know. My dear fellows? No, I don't know anything. What on earth does all this mean, Mr. Sholmes? Because the idea that's slowly forming in my mind is just too extraordinary to believe. Please, you have to explain. Wait, nah. Talk about your party. Your party and partner in crime. We need that. Thinking about it, most of what we know about you, Mr. Sholmes, comes from the published stories of your exploits. Yes, the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, written by Iris. There we go. We really have no way of knowing. Hey, hold on, let me see what the thing is for it. Okay, yeah, people just pick 000. Alright. So I need to remind myself. Okay, so let me remind myself, chat, that I gotta do 000 on Twitch after I finish this part right here. And then after that, I do need to I'm probably going to stream Batman Begins tomorrow, and then go from there with it. Excuse me. But what's facts and what's fiction? Most troubling for you, my dear fellow, I'm sure. So what about this supposed partner of yours? Did he really exist or not? Ah, you've come straight to the point, I see. And please come straight to the answer. I believe Iris explained it in one of her installments. He was a trusted comrade, and the only person I could have truly called or have called a friend. And did this partner of yours truly make a record of all your cases? Are his notes really stored inside that metal chest? Absolutely, my dear madam. Absolutely. So, where's your partner now? We rarely meet. You see, he lives on the other side of the world. But if this autopsy report and the records of all your old cases were penned by the same hand, and the autopsy report was written, though not signed by your famous partner, there could have been only one logical conclusion. Pray, I'm impressed. Well, oh my goodness. Pray, impress me. I sound stupid. Your partner would have to be Eugen Mikatopa. Wait a minute, brother, wait a minute. Wait a minute, brother, wait a minute. Does that mean Eugen Mikatoba? Oh my brain is about to have a my brain's about to have a very big spasm. Are you telling me that Eugen Mikatoba daughter has a what the heck? So are y'all telling me that Eugen Mikatoba has Susanna Mikatoba and Iris Wilson as like a daughters at this point? Because technically, the guy that she's trying to find, that's literally her father. This mine's already blown. My mind's already blown. You got that, bro. You got my mind's blown. My mind's blown. But he was the first thing. But wait, but that man. Well, hold on. Wait a minute though. This man said that he owes his luck to like. Oh my, this is just so. What the heck is with this story? This story's all over the spot. People having their daddies back, like, I don't get it, bro. So Dobby had Endeavor's Alpha with Tech Dobby animation. That's kind of crazy. Strike Dobby, Beta Gamma. It makes sense. Tech Dobby with Gamma. He can also use Tech Shoto's Gamma while alive or dead. No, that's great. That's crazy. In other words, Mr. Sato's father. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? You are coming along wonderfully. You have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. You mean to say... Allow me to introduce you. Proud to say teleporting and flying. Makes sense. to my great friend and partner, Miko Toba. Professor Miko Toba? Go ahead. Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson? No, my dear. I'm still my old self. Yuji Mikatoba, your father. Look, I'm not like that now. I'm not built different. Oh, of course. This is obviously too much for Susanoo-san to take in. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained a worldwide celebrity as my great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me, when was it again, Mikatoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Yes, quite, 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Seshiro and Gitchin in search of lodgings close to the hospital, some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. But rents are devilishly high in that particular area. I'm not gonna lie, look, I can't do his dark voice. I can't do it, bro. I can't take his voice. That voice is gonna get me cooked. I'm gonna do him another voice, bro. My voice cannot handle it. I really can't. Here's what I'm gonna do. He's gonna have to get the regular voice from me. Me and his voice are gonna have to be the same. Sholmes can be the different thing, I said. That's right. So I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then, a mere shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I'm getting some water, but I hate my life right now. Alright, I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory at the time, indulging my curiosities for little gain. And the situation of cohabitation led us to pursuing cases together, you see. Hard to believe it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventures. But in the last year of Mikatoba's stay in Britain, the most infamous of cases presented itself. A case with which you will become rather familiar yourselves. The Professor killings. After the trial, Seshiro and I were summoned back home. Hardly surprising, given the circumstances. So there you have it. And as you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest. It's just amazing. Professor Mikatoba really is Mr. Sholmes' favorite partner. Father, goodness, my dear. What a cutting look. As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you were the great detective's great partner. But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now. And that is? You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father. Of course, I almost forgot about that one. I should have seen this coming, I suppose. Let's talk about that a little later. Let's talk about the autopsy report right for now. So, this autopsy report was actually penned by Professor Mikatoba then? That makes no sense. It's not possible, surely. Not possible, my dear fellow. Pray, take a deep breath and think again. Yes, you're right. In some ways, it actually makes a great deal of sense. It does? 10 years ago, is when my father returned to Japan after his extended study tour in Britain. And prior to his return, where was Dr. Mikitoba engaged? Of course. He was an assistant in Dr. Wilson's laboratory, learning about forensic science. And as an assistant, he would have aided with the dissection work, making detailed notes, which would be assembled into the full autopsy report. Once the work was complete, the head coroner would check the contents and put his signature on the document. In other words, the only writing of Dr. Wilson's in the rat report would be a signature in the end. Indeed. I see. So Iris got the wrong end of the stick, you mean? She saw that and assumed the whole report had been written by Dr. John H. Wilson instead of... who? Which is very understandable, of course. What a complicated situation. Okay. Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures that are in that metal chest were written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes? That's indeed what I told young Iris. But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris' father must be you. That's what I've been saying. Ah. Upon my word, Mr. Sato. You are coming along wonderfully as well. You, too, have hit upon the method at last. You finally grasped the art of deduction. What? What you've always told me, father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in my grandmother's care while you embarked on your study tour of Britain. I've always accepted that. But all this about Iris... Oh, there it is. Sato-san's ice-cold stare. No, now, hold on a moment. It was very complicated. Very complicated. I mean, it's really not what you think. But perhaps you'd like to explain what it is. There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot just before she... No, really, you've got the wrong end of the stick. Show him, say something, man. You may get the hit that sits out of takedown. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Well, Mr. Sholmes, when did you get all dressed up? Whilst I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past, Mikitoba and I have urgent matters that require a short excursion. But it's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go? Why, my dear madam, it is not obvious. My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikitoba. The game is afoot. But, Mr. Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think. Later, my dear fellow, later. Our carriage awaits downstairs already. Hey, that'd be kind of dumb though. Hey, they're like, yeah, nah, you ain't getting cooked today. You haven't changed one iota, have you? Well, that's good. I mean, really, I visited our hometown after 10 long years. And when I opened that chest in a fit of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably passed out. As if that wasn't enough, when I eventually regained consciousness, I bled straight into all of this. Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now. What? I've no doubt that whatever happened, you were acting in everyone's best interest. I trust you, completely. Sato, that's my girl. And sending the great detective and his great partner off on a renewed adventure together. It's more than I could hope for my wildest dreams. Very well then. We'll speak again later. So, I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Yes, Naruhodo. Good luck at battle. And in reaching a decision. A decision about whether to go back to Japan, I suppose. Hey, that'd be kind of thumping though.
So much happened that day that I barely knew what to do with myself. It would only be later that I'd come to realize how amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth, and that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
And that'd be kind of thumping though. Oh, and that's the end. Okay, we got the chapter 5, and chapter 5 might be the problem we gonna have to deal with. The legendary pair. This is the problem that we're gonna have. This is the final. So yeah. You know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna let the final chapter thing play out, and then we're gonna save it there for whatever it is. Final chapter. We're gonna try to get that part out the way, then we're good. The resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The 3rd of November, 9:14 a.m. The Old Bailey. The defendant's antechamber. Now, y'all, we are saving here because, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think what everyone told me is that this thing is long as heck. And I mean long. It's not long like the other case, but all I know is that it is long. I think a lot of people told me that this thing is so long, it hits rock bottom long. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very long from what I've heard. But yeah, y'all, we're going to stop it here. Thank y'all for the love on the stream. I got to be set for Zenless Zone 0 and stuff. So we'll see how that goes, and I will see y'all on Twitch, though. Peace and love, y'all. Excuse me. Yeah.